everybody. Welcome back to another episode of God Built This Podcast. I'm your host, Maxine, and we're on episode 192. First off, shout out to all of you who have subscribed to our YouTube channel. Yes, we have a YouTube channel. Just type in God Built This Podcast and you'll see me there. Well, not me in the flesh yet, but you'll hear my voice there. You'll see pictures of different topics that I'm talking about. The last episode 191, I made it more fun, I feel like, in comparison to the last two episodes that I put on YouTube. So be sure to check that out, and the previous episodes, of course. And shout out to Timberland TV, who left a lovely comment on episode 191. He said, was recommended this channel. So shout out to whoever is a current listener that recommended to Timberland TV to listen to my podcast. That's so awesome, guys. So Timberland TV said, was recommended this channel. Good stuff. Let me check out your previous episodes. And he's like, and your ass. I'm kidding. Imagine he said that, like, okay, it got weird. As a first-time listener, you have a great voice for podcasts and can engage on multiple subjects. Keep up the grind! ! See, I love that. Okay, look, I love and appreciate every comment, as far as, positive ones, of course. I haven't received any negative ones, but I love and appreciate any compliment is really what I'm saying. But something about, I really encourage detailed, look at me telling you how to compliment me. No, but there's something to, I feel like I'm the type of person, I really, sure, you could tell me I look good. Oh, wow, you have a nice smile. All that is nice. I appreciate that. But when you speak to my intellect, when you speak to my character, when you recognize my pure heart, when you recognize, wow, you're so solution oriented, or wow, you're so creative. I love that, because that's really, what makes me me, when you speak to my spirit. So I love detailed compliments like this, him complimenting on the fact that I do have an engagement on multiple subjects, and, I'm grinding here, and, all that is recognized. So shout out to you, Timberland TV. And this is an encouragement to anyone else. If you have yet to subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, please make sure to do so. And if you leave a comment, I will be sure to read your comment on a future episode. Okay, so let's get into this episode. First of all, let's start off with this late friend topic that has been a trend on on Twitter. Just today, as I'm recording this, I'm noticing the conversation of, are you the late person in the group? Or, how to treat that late friend. First of all, let me tell you who I am. Not only am I on time, I am early time. I am before the store even opens, I'm there. I'm before our reservation is even made available to us, I'm there. I'm that friend. I'm that person. I like to be early. That's me. And the reasons behind that really is, I just don't like to be late. I just hate rushing. I hate rushing to make it somewhere. I hate being waited on. I hate knowing that I'm the reason why you're still waiting to eat your food, or I just don't like to be an inconvenience by any means, as much as I have control over. And I feel like when I'm being mindful of the time that I have to prepare to arrive somewhere, I plan accordingly. I'm very in my head for all throughout the day, to be honest. So while I know I have an appointment, whether it's a date, whether it's an engagement, whether it's an outing, whatever it is, I have thought about it extensively already, at least 2 days prior, at least, or from the moment that we've set that date. And to then make up all the excuse in the world as to why I couldn't arrive at the agreed upon time, that'll never be me, and that has never been me. And it really, I loathe, not love, loathe the people who are habitual. It's one time, it's one thing to be late here and there, wow, you didn't realize traffic would have been and honestly, I don't even like the whole traffic excuse, to be honest. Like, even in certain areas, I get it. Like, people used to say Houston will have the worst traffic. California, I don't know what part in California particularly, but that's been the consensus. But that's still full of shit, because right? Like, California, Houston already has bad traffic. So at the very least, what's in your control is leaving earlier than you should. So leaving an hour, 45 minutes prior to arriving at the agreed upon time, because you already know you might be in a 20-minute traffic on a good day, but on a not so good day where things may happen and random accidents take place, you want to make sure you have space for a 30-minute inconvenience on the road and still arrive on time. Like, I take all of that into consideration whenever I am planning to arrive somewhere, anywhere that me and whomever I'm hanging out with is, planning to hang out at this time. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, do you not think? Like, are you not thinking? I just don't understand how people be like, oh man, I was running around everywhere doing this and that. Like, but why though? We said 5 o'clock. Why are you running around doing everything 30 minutes before 5 o'clock? Like, what are you doing? I remember my former colleagues, we had this end of the year get together, and we agreed upon bringing items. This particular colleague, he was supposed to bring a particular food item. I'm not going to be too specific, but a particular food item. And this food item is a hot meal. Therefore, and it's really like one of the main courses. So the expectation of bringing a main course or one of the main courses is to arrive early, really, not even on time, early, because people are ready to engage in that main course, and it's a hot meal. So why come rolling in late with your hot ass or cold now main course item? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. So he arrives late, of course, and as he arrives, he doesn't even bring the item that he said he was going to bring. Instead, he brings like this bootleg version of it, and talks about, oh man, I was just out running. I was just handling a lot of different errands today, and yada, yada, yada. And then he walks in with this like rush. Some people, when they're running late for work in particular, they're coming like very rushed. Like, you just roll out of bed. Just cut it out. Like, I guess that's why you're rushing. But like, they come in like sweating and just like rush, like to iterate some more how much they've been ripping and running errands so much prior to this moment. Like, come on. You knew about this time. You made this commitment, and now you're saying this excuse of, oh, I was running around doing this and that. What are you talking about? Why couldn't you make it on time? Not even why couldn't you? Why? You should have been here on time. I just feel like there's really no excuse. There really is no excuse. Like, and again, I get the whole once in a while. Like, I give some people, I give passes to people. Don't get me wrong. Like, we all have been late, but I'm really speaking to habitual late people. I feel like y'all should go to a particular type of school. I feel like those who are habitually late should get some pay docked from their paycheck. I'm not joking. The joke is gone. This is my serious tone. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being satirical. No. This is my proposition here. Those who are habitually late should have money, some amount, a percentage amount removed from their paycheck. And then until they could demonstrate that they can be on time and will be on time, right? Let's say they're on a probationary hearing, right, or time frame, then they can earn back the money that they lost for all the times they've been late. I'm dead. Like, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's offensive. And shout out to Pusha T for whatever interview he did, but it was a brief clip that has been circulating of him saying that he hates a late person. Like, literally hates a late person. He's like, he's extremely punctual. He feels like being late, really late, is just, it's just very disrespectful. And those who are really late all the time, he feels, I'm looking at the video right now. He said he hate their lives. He hate what they stand for. And it really gets under his skin. It's like, I totally agree. I find it so refreshing to see a man saying that. I feel like, not even refreshing. Let me take that back, because oftentimes men are more punctual than women. And I know I keep on shooting at women. I really, damn, do I hate women? Maybe I need a moment to myself real quick. Do I hate women? Am I a pick me? Shut up. No, I'm not. Some of y'all just need to be held accountable. And I'm sick of this shit, okay? But no, yeah, it is actually I'm noticing it to be more of a feminine trait than it is a male trait. If I see a man late, because, like, what are you doing, man? Like, you just wash your balls and put your shirt on. Like, what are you doing? There is more of an excuse, if you want to use it as an excuse, for women to be late, because we have more things to prepare, our hair, makeup, making sure our outfit is flattering. Oh, I didn't properly wax this part of my leg. Oh, I got to do it right now. All of these reasons that are used conveniently. But again, if you are someone with a brain and you think critically, and you think in advance, then you'll know, hey, maybe I shouldn't prepare for this outing 30 minutes or not even 4 hours prior. Like, you should know 2 days prior at the very least, hey, for this outing that's happening in 2 days, I would like for my hair to be done. So instead of doing my hair the day of the outing, let me get it done at least 2 days prior, right? Like, this is a video I came across on Instagram of someone filming basically a day in the life of a habitual late person. She says that she has an outing with her friends at 5 p.m. and it's 1 p.m. at the start of the video. And then she's like bringing us through these 4 hours as she's trying her best to leave on time, to make it to their outing on time. And wherever she lives, she has to leave a good 30 minutes prior to because obviously, also some people think, oh, well, our friend day or whatever, our outing is at 5 o'clock, so I could leave at 5. Some people really think that, like, no, you got to leave. Like, what are you talking about? That's when we see each other at 5. Therefore, in order for us to see each other at 5, you have to leave your house earlier than 5. What? Are you on drugs? So she has to leave 30 minutes prior to 5. So around 4:30, she has to leave to make it to their destination on time. So, y'all, at 1 p.m., she's saying, oh, she has to do X, Y, and Z. The first thing that she says is she has to wash and style her hair. Huh? At that point, she should have been like, y'all, I can't make it. Or, hey, let's reschedule for a later time or for the following day, because that right there is enough, and granted, so now look, if she was a fully, I don't want to make it like a natural versus weave hair wearing type of argument, but there's a lot that goes into it. I think oftentimes if you are a natural hair wearing woman, it's even longer. So like if I because I have my natural hair out, and if I'm washing and styling my hair the day of, not even the day of, 4 hours prior to the time when we're supposed to meet, oh, I can't make it, because I gotta make sure I'm washing thoroughly. I style it the way I want it to. And sometimes with natural hairstyles, and if you're doing it on your own, it may not come out, unless you're like a very good stylist on your hair, but it may not come out the way that you hoped, and now you're not feeling so confident. It's like, I don't want to go anymore. I just want to wear a hat. It's a lot. Anyway, so when she started off that way, I was like, yeah, she's not gonna make it. And the attitude that she had throughout the video, and it was lighthearted, don't get me wrong, but there was just this lack of realization of, yo, I'm not going to make it. Like, it was, I think it's like, maybe she's overly ambitious. Is that what it is? Is that what I'm seeing from some of y'all habitual late people? Like, are you guys overly ambitious? Are you guys not realistic enough about time? Like, time is not about just what you do. You also have to consider the factors around you that are out of your control. You can't control traffic. You can't control what happens on the road. You can't control your one of your tires suddenly falling out, and then boom, now you're at the side of the road. Like, you can't control all these things. Like, you can't control the fact that, oh man, I didn't fill up my tank with gas. Now I gotta fill it up. Now that takes another 20 minutes. Like, what are we doing? Think. Okay, I just had to let that out. I had to let that out because I really hate habitual late people, and I feel like this trait of mine comes from my dad, because my dad is always on time. He's actually early, and I get that from him. I'm the same as him when it comes to that and so many other ways. But my mom, she likes to be early too, but like she takes a while to get ready. Like, I'm a quick get ready type of person. Like, because I've already planned in my mind what I'm gonna wear. My hair is typically in the style that I know it will be, so it's not like I'm doing my hair from scratch 4 hours before our time to go. And like, I've already calculated everything. Like, I'm always thinking, all right, let's talk about the homeless population and what needs to be done. Let's get into it. I don't think I've had this conversation with you guys. I do not think I've had this conversation with you guys. I may have thought about it. I may have just proposed different solutions in my mind as I drive through the inner streets of Houston. But now is the time, okay? I had an experience at Salada. Now, Salada is a salad restaurant here in Houston. I don't know if it's a franchise outside of Houston or even outside of Texas at this point, but I've been introduced to Salada since I moved here. And I love Salada. Salada is great. And Salada is exactly what it sounds like. It's a salad restaurant. They do have salad wraps if you want that. But you can put anything in your salad. And because of Salada, I've tried salads with strawberries in it, with green apple. And just recently, my last time there, I had grapes in my salad. And let me tell you about fruits in salad. Now, I know there's a term called fruit salad, but I just never thought strawberries and grapes could go in a salad. Like, what are we talking about? Like, when I think of fruit salad is literally just with fruits. You don't have it with lettuce and arugula. No. But because of Salada, I am learning so much about salads. And something about having grapes in salad, I think I'm going to have that more. But there's a sweetness that bursts in your mouth. And it's like the explosion of the juices, the sweet juices bursting in your mouth as you're eating the crunchy, cold salad or lettuce. And I always put balsamic vinaigrette. Vinaigrette sounds kind of racist, don't it? You a vinaigrette. Like, that sounds kind of hostile. But I always put balsamic vinaigrette. And when I tell you guys, please stop what you're doing right now and put grapes in your salad. I want you to stop what you're doing right now, go to a salada or a salad restaurant near you and add grapes and add balsamic vinaigrette as your dressing. Thank me right now, because my God, it was an explosion in my mouth of pure happiness. Like, I've never felt this type of orgasmic experience outside of sex. Like, this has been just one of those moments that I can't describe better than I'm doing right now. It's so good. Okay, so let's get back to the homeless problem. So I go to this particular salada, and I was actually debating with myself on whether I wanted to go to this particular location, because I've been to that location many times and I know the area, and the area is not aesthetically pleasing. Let's just say that. It's not aesthetically pleasing. There's a lot of homeless people around. Okay? It doesn't look too clean. The buildings, the stores don't look well polished. But the salada is here and I want to go to the salada, right? And it's near where I live, so it's just convenient as well. So I'm like, oh, well, let me just go. And I was debating to go to that one because this time I wanted to sit in the restaurant and eat my salad there. Well, particularly I wanted to eat my salad. That sounds sexual, right? I wanted to eat my salad. Okay. I wanted to eat my salad from Salada at the outdoor dining area that's available. But I was debating to go to that one because this is the one that's like, it's kind of ghetto, okay? Anyway, I decided to go to that Salada anyway because let me just go. I'm sure it'll be fine. No big deal. So I get my salad, and as soon as I turn from giving my payment or making my payment, because you could do it on the whole like little square white device and like tap it in. I really love just tapping my credit card or debit card on the white machine. You know how you don't prior to that, or what most people I see do is still put it in, right? Stick it in with the chip in that, in that direction. But I really enjoy just not even tapping, just like, I don't even tap. I hover my card over the machine and it accepts it. It's like, oh, okay, approved, transaction approved. So fun. It's so fun. Okay, so as soon as I finish hovering my card, I turn around with this excitement and joy to eat outside in the nice humidity with some breeze. And I'm stopped in my tracks. Why are you stopped in your tracks, Maxine? Because there's this homeless black guy there. Bare chested. Of course, scraggly looking. Looking straight into the window. Looking just like, not here, not present, disheveled, to say the least. His pants were halfway down his butt crack. You see his, I saw his butt crack. You see the color of his drawers, not white. Like, I think they used to be white. And they're this brown, dingy color. And they're ripped from the front and back. So not only am I able to see his pants because his pants are halfway down his butt crack. No, not only am I able to see his butt because his pants were halfway down his butt crack, but I'm able to see his butt because his drawers were ripped. Okay? And his pants are falling down. I don't know why they're falling down. I don't know if he's purposely wearing it like that, or his pants are unable to be secured around his waist. Look, I'm not saying this to make fun of homeless people. I'm not. Please, I feel like I have to get disclaimers. I feel like I may come off insensitive sometimes, but this is me giving you a description. Okay? Do I need to call Governor Abbott? Do I need to call Governor Abbott? Do I need to call Biden? Do I need to call Eric Adams? Like, I know he's in New York. who do I need to call? Do I need to call Joe Rogan? I know he has an issue with the homeless population in Austin. Like, he's seated. This homeless man is seated in the outdoor dining area of Salada. He's not a patron. Oh, I thought only patrons could sit here. He's not a patron, obviously, right? He's not eating a salad from Salada. He's not drinking the lemon. Oh my gosh, their lemonades are so. No, I love Salada. If I could invest in Salada, I probably would. But no, but I'm sorry. What are you doing here? Oh, he has nowhere to live, Maxine. Can't he sit down anywhere he please? Not at Salada. Okay, this is one of my sacred places here in Houston. Just keep it sacred. Not at Salada. I'm sorry. There's a bench over there. The dumpster over there. There are other areas you could go to. You didn't have to sit there. Okay? So, of course, I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't sit outside. Because, and then you may think, oh, you can still sit outside. First of all, shut up. Let me just say that. I know I keep on like, oh, I don't want to be insensitive. Shut up, okay? If you are even inkling with a thought like that, please shut up. Because every time people are disturbed by a homeless person, they're disturbed. They're not interested in sitting next to them because they know they're going to be disturbed, right? Whether it's asking for money, whether it's some weird schizophrenic conversation that they're having, like, it's an inconvenience to say the very least. And you would rather not be in their presence, if you have the control to do so. So why would you imagine no one else was out there? It's not like, oh, there's another person. There's a patron out there who I could at least be in this patron community with. No, there was no one else out there except for this homeless man sitting outside in the outdoor dining area of Salada. So now I'm forced to sit inside this cold ass restaurant. I want to be outside. So I'm seated inside. And I'm hungry, y'all. Like, when I tell you I eat. I'm just like chomping away. And the thing with salad, you have to, really be forceful with your fork to make sure everything that you're picking up is going into your mouth, right? And now that I have grapes, and granted, these grapes are sliced in half, right? So it's not a full grape. Like a whole grape, I mean. So the grapes are sliced in half, and I'm making sure I'm like including it in my fork and eating it, and sometimes I'm missing it, and but I'm eating and I'm enjoying my meal. But the way the seat that I take is right across from the door to the outdoor dining area, and right into the eyes of this homeless man who's staring at me down. I mean, maybe he was hungry, right? I don't know, but like, I'm going to eat my meal. Like, I'm not going to suddenly give it to you. I pay for this. I want to eat it. So he's staring at me. And how do you know? My dad used to say this to me all the time when I was younger. How do you know I'm staring at you if you're not staring at me? Because you're staring at me. Shout out to my dad. He's so great. No, but anyway, he's staring at me down. I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to still eat my food, So I'm eating my food. He walks in, Salada. Hello? Is my mic on? Hello? He walks in Salada, y'all. Bare-chested, ass out. Okay? I'm surprised I don't see his dick. He walks in Salada, and I know I sound horrible, but I'm immediately holding my breath because I already know there's a stench coming, So and mind you, I'm right next to where he's walking in, so I'm gonna feel a whiff of him. And I try not to turn my head to see like what he's doing. And coming from where I came from Boston, like I'm always aware of, even when someone makes you feel kind of cringe, don't lay your eyes on them, or like don't leave your eye contact on them for a long time, because they then will take it as an opportunity to bother you. Like however they want to bother you, they're going to look at it as an opportunity to do so. So I didn't want to turn my neck and like hunt him down with my, like all that extra stuff. But I was still being vigilant and making sure my purse is near me and my phone isn't, over on the other side of the table where he could easily snatch it if he wanted to, whatever. I just like to be very vigilant. So anyway, so he walks in and he inquires about, from what I gather, he inquired about wanting a drink. And the thing about Salada is it's all female workers, okay? And most of the time it's immigrant Hispanic workers who barely know a lick of English, who just know how to, and the way Salada is a buffet style, but it's behind the glass. And so they pick out the portions for you. And yeah, so many of these all the workers are female, and most of them are immigrants, Hispanic, and they're just doing their best. They're working an honest living. And so there's this young woman, she's Hispanic. I don't think she's an immigrant, but at the very least, she was able to communicate very well in English. And so she's doing her best to handle the moment. And I guess she somehow said no, that he can't get a drink for free, but if you want water, here's water. So she gives him a cup, he gets the water, and then he walks. And with homeless people, they don't walk fast. They don't walk, they walk slow. At least this one did. They walk super slow, gliding with their feet, his sandals barely sticking on, they're gliding through. And he got his water, and then he went back outside. He opened the door, went back outside to the same seat that he was in the outdoor dining area of Salada. And this the employee who works at Salada, after 2 or 3 minutes, she goes to that door where he touched. She goes to the door. She has his Lysol spray disinfectant and sprays the handle of the door. Now, I don't think he saw, because his head was turned, I believe. So I don't think he saw, because I do think he probably would have reacted. But I don't know. That made me feel uncomfortable too. That, I cringed when she did that. I understand, but the way she did it, she held the spray bottle so very disgusted, ugh, I can't believe I had to do this type of thing. And she holds the spray bottle and she sprays down from a distance, not a 6 feet spray of the area that he walks through, right? The air that he passed through. She essentially sprayed the air as well as spraying down the handle of the door. And I'm like, oh gosh. I get it, but one, I was seated right there. So technically the spray got on my food. If you really think about the particles in the air, the spray traveled. The Lysol disinfectant, bitch, got in my salad with the grapes in it. You ruining my meals. I'm just annoyed. My whole experience seated in the restaurant for the first time finally, and this bitch is doing this, right? It's just, you got the homeless guy walking in, I'm seeing his butt crack, and then you have her spraying this Lysol disinfectant as I'm eating, while the particles are definitely flying into my food. It was just not, I feel like it could have been handled better. At the very least, she should have got wipes and wiped it down. And if she didn't have Lysol wipes, she could have sprayed the paper towel with wipes and simply did a quick cleaning. But it also gave this impression of ew, that other. And look, I know I just kind of gave that impression probably as I was talking about this story, but I don't know. I feel like as the employee, there is a level of grace that you should demonstrate. Maybe I'm being hypocritical though. But it was just too publicly just a show. It was too much of a show of disgust. I think she could have girl, you done had to spray right after he left. That's what I'm saying. There could have been some way she could have handled it. Sure, still wash down the handles, right? But you could have done it in a way that was a little discreet. Just a thought. But anyway, my proposition for the homeless problem, okay? I think at the very least, in areas that are common to be predominantly populated by homeless people, I believe that there should be stationed police officers ready and available at all times. Now, I'm not saying to lock these people up. Lock them up. He's homeless. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying their purpose should be in these moments. I think at the very least, what the police officers should do is, hey, you have to be a customer here to sit in this area, and escort and make sure that homeless person is not seated in the outdoor dining area because he's not a patron. And I think that's fair. That's not discriminatory. It's just like, yo, you gotta be a customer here, Also, of course, a lot of these homeless people do have mental illnesses. So you want to make sure that you're protected, and there is a police officer who could help make sure that protection is had, if they're not corrupt, of course. But, there's that. And, considering how Salada is, the employees there are all female, and most of them are immigrants. So they're not as they need more protection. And I just feel like having a male figure, a police officer in particular, will help make them feel safe and assured that security is being had as I'm working. Like, the line worker at Salada shouldn't have to worry about this homeless person coming into the store and they have to, I shouldn't have to think like that. If I'm the line worker there, if any of these line workers, I shouldn't have to worry about that. My only worry is to make sure Maxine gets her grapes in her salad. Okay? So yeah, this Salada did not have any police officers present. There was no one stationed in front of the store, outside of the store, anywhere. I just felt very sorry for just the whole experience. Let's move on. I just thought that was necessary to share because I think we just don't have enough of these conversations. Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I think, sure, I get it. That just comes with living in the downtown area of any city. I get it. But no, I should be able to, I don't even like taking walks. I don't take walks in my neighborhood. Because the times that I did, I was like, let me just go ahead and embrace this is my neighborhood. Let me embrace it. The times that I did, y'all, I'm just like, okay, I'm bombarded with homeless person after homeless person after homeless person. And some of these homeless people look like, I don't know, are you homeless? Something going on, right? But a clear giveaway is they someone, you could just tell when someone looks dingy, right? When someone the shirt has been worn 100 days straight. There's a walk that they have. Their pants are different colors. It's a dingy color. There's a dingy look that is present in the homeless people, community. And some of these homeless people around here look good. No, what I mean by that is they're not fat. That's what I'm saying. Some of these homeless men. And I'm not hollering at I feel like I'm sounding like that, but some of these homeless men have 8 packs, just look strong, and they maybe they have nothing else to do but do push-ups, but they look very well maintained physically as far as muscles have it. Now, clean, no, and that's how you know the difference, right? So okay, and that's what I was saying. I don't know, is this person homeless or not? Because their strong physique come across as if, oh no, probably just someone who goes to the gym a lot, right? But then when you look at how dirty their clothes are and how dirty their face are and the missing 3 teeth, the front tooth, the bottom tooth, it's oh, okay, no, you're homeless. I'm able to, distinguish, then, yeah, that's a clear giveaway. But yeah, I think that just, comes with the fact that living in the inner city, and when I lived in the suburbs here in Houston, I didn't have that experience at all. I comfortably walked outside. When I lived in Sugar Land, when I lived in Katy, I comfortably walked outside, even late, not late, but when the sun was down, evening times, I walked outside comfortably, frolicked outside, and just enjoyed that great outdoors. Okay, so I don't know, but lock them up. I'm kidding. Okay, speaking of frolicking, Drew Barrymore is in trouble by the black woke population that's on TikTok, and I'm just over it, as you may assume. So Drew Barrymore recently shared a TikTok of her walking in the rain, and I think she used the word frolicking in the rain. And like, she's literally out in the rain, no umbrella, no hoodie, no raincoat. She's also saying in the video that she just feels so good in the rain. And have you ever just like, you know how she talks, whatever. So she's just like really embracing, putting her head up into the sky and letting the rain just fall on her face. Now, she's being called a racist for doing this because apparently there is a trend popular on TikTok of black men specifically frolicking in the rain, walking or dancing or running through the rain outside and doing it to show black boy joy. And that's like a hashtag, black boy joy, black liberation. And I didn't like take time to really dive too deep because I don't like to get so bombarded with stupid woke talks. But from what I could gather is, black men are not giving the agency to be happy. It's always about being serious or always about being misconstrued for being aggressive. And that's an absolutely true experience that black men experience here in America. Maybe in other parts of the world as well, but definitely in America. So that is absolutely true. And this trend of frolicking in the rain is an act of liberation for black men to demonstrate, hey, I'm more than just angry emotions. Actually, I feel happy, I feel joy, and I want to dance and I want to sing, and my identity is secure, and you don't have to question my sexuality. I don't have to be a gay man to do this, right? So I think it's an act of liberation, and I think it's great. So there's no hate on that from me, but like, it's not something that is widely known. Like, this whole trend, I just found out about it after hearing about Drew Barrymore. Like, I'm not on TikTok at all. Actually, I don't, because fuck China. No, but I'm not on TikTok. So I don't know the trend, and I don't want to be on TikTok. It just feels so mind consuming, and just, I don't know. But anyway, apparently this is such a popular trend that this black creator who reacted to Drew Barrymore finds it racist that Drew Barrymore has taken upon this trend and decided to not give credit to black creators, black male creators in particular. Shout out to particular, because I've been saying this word the whole episode, if you haven't noticed. I guess that's one of my favorite words, just like acquiesce. Acquiesce. No, but so anyway, so this black woman reacts to it, and she's just like calling Drew Barrymore out and saying that she's a racist and not giving credit to black creators, and why don't white people think black people matter and black creators matter? It's like, can we stop? Drew Barrymore didn't know shit about any of that. Like, cut it out. Like, I don't feel like this whole idea of every white person should know of every black colloquialism, every black dance, every black hairstyle. Like, I don't think it's always this whole like evil pursuit to make sure black people feel belittled and unseen. And this is why I'm gonna wear cornrows. Like, no, like, look, the cornrow thing, that's more obvious. But the whole trend, like, there's always a new social media trend. Literally, there's always something new on social media that's happening, and it's it's always something changing. Now, how are we supposed to know the origins of every social media trend, right? Because it's popular for this month, but next week it's not anymore. Like, no one knows. Remember that dance move? Gigi, you know what I mean? Is it Chi Chi or I don't know, but y'all know you know what I'm talking about. And it was created by Shiggy, that black, I don't know where he is now. But y'all remember him prior to that, and maybe even after that, he always gave these like funny comedic videos of him reacting to something or doing some type of like sketch. And he's like spitting as he's speaking, and his lips are super wet and juicy. Like, wipe your fucking lip. Shiggy, that's his name, right? Yeah. So anyway, I say that to say, like, that dance move was the move for like a year straight. So much so that Drake invited him on to do some parts of the tour with him, and that was pretty cool for him. But like, that was a time, and that time no one's doing that dance move anymore. So I say all that to say, like, nobody cares. Like, no one cares about something that's popular now and it's not going to be in the next month or maybe a couple of days. Like, it doesn't matter. And I feel like Drew Barrymore is not the type to be on top of what are all black creators doing online and making sure that she doesn't take away and making sure. And then even so, like, look, I get the whole liberation movement of black people being I get the whole liberation of black people wanting, or the black men in particular, wanting to demonstrate their joy, their happiness, their freedom, and not always being seen as angry and mad and aggressive. But like, to make it racist or to make it seem like, black people only could walk in the rain. Like, I just don't like, look, I'm a black woman. I have natural hair, and that really gives me like the permission to walk in the rain, because when I didn't have natural hair, when my hair was relaxed, it was always, make sure you don't wet your hair. So like, I remember when I was younger, when my hair was relaxed, whenever I would go into the pool or the beach or the water parks, I would wear a shower cap, and not like the shower cap that you'll wear. I'm talking about like not the cap that you'll wear like if you're a professional swimmer. I'm talking about the shower cap that you wear in the shower, okay? And so I'm wearing this shower cap like a lot of times throughout my childhood, because it was always this strong expectation, this mandate, have you will, to not wet your relaxed hair because you'll mess up your hair and your hair is gonna break, it's gonna fall off. This is like such a fear mongering thing, actually, come to think of it. And since I've been natural for like, it's been since 2014, yeah, I think even 2013 actually. I think I started the whole process and then had my teeny weeny afro. But yeah, since then there's been such a liberation that I've been experiencing of natural, the weather, like walking outside with natural hair. Like, I don't necessarily have to run, to my car to make sure that my hair doesn't get wet, because it's in this natural state, so my hair won't get damaged necessarily. But like, I don't want to get my hair wet necessarily if I'm not like at the pool or at a water park or at the beach, right? Like, if I don't have to get my hair wet, then I'm not going to. That's the point, because I don't want to mess up the hairstyle or either way. But if I'm caught in the rain, it's not a big deal. But the point is, those who have relaxed hair as black women, it's not encouraged at all to walk in the rain. So this whole idea of frolicking in the rain, like, I can't relate. Or I couldn't relate when my hair was relaxed. And now that my hair's not relaxed and hasn't been relaxed for a while, even so, like, I'm not frolicking in the rain. Like, what are we doing? Go get your ass inside. I was always taught to believe, and I don't know if it's even true, but you get wet from the top, right, from rain, on your head, you could get sick, right? You could get a cold. And I don't want to catch a cold. So, like, I avoid getting wet if I don't have to. from the top of my head. So anyway, let's give Drew Barrymore some grace. I don't think it's that serious. Let's stop trying to woke cancel everyone who it could just be, I just didn't fucking know. Like, she didn't know this was a TikTok trend. She didn't know she's taking this word, and because she has a bigger platform, of course, and she's Drew Barrymore, now people are going to associate frolicking with Drew Barrymore. Like, no, frolicking is a fucking term on its own. Like, it wasn't invented or made popular by these black male creators on TikTok, and it's not made popular now that Drew Barrymore is talking about it. Like, it's so dumb. And I feel like Drew Barrymore will probably in the next day or so release a statement saying that she apologizes for any insensitive racial innuendos that she may have made. Just some BS. I just want us to get to a point in time when we are not finding everything to be offended over and not making something out of nothing, like out of pure nothingness. You're making something out of it and you're finding yourself to be angry. Like, isn't it tiring to be angry all the time? Aren't you tired? Like, aren't you mad? Like, does being angry rock you well to sleep? Like, do you feel like you had a good night rest because you were angry all day? Like, I can't. Oh, I hate being angry. And that's why it takes a lot for me to get angry. Like, angry, I may get annoyed, right? I may be like turned off. You may have given me a poor impression, but to be angry, nah, that takes a lot. Like, I really have given you permission to let me go there, and I don't do that often. So it really takes a lot for me to get angry. So I just feel like just choose peace. Choose peace. Okay, now speaking of choosing violence, Aries Spears, the comedian, y'all know him, Aries Spears. He's famous for Mad TV. I loved him when I tell you, I used to watch Mad TV all the time when I was younger, and I would crack up dying. I remember that I think she was even Asian, but she was this she impersonated an Asian older woman. Kiki, oh, like she was doing all these like Asian stereotypical accents, and no, that's not my friend. Oh, my friend, she was doing something. There was a famous line that she had. Yo, I would cry laughing every Saturday night. I believe it was Saturday night that Mad TV would come on, and I just loved it. And he was one of the regulars on Mad TV, Aries Spears. So Aries Spears has gained a lot of weight. So much so that he's probably the same size as Lizzo, but fat on men looks different than on women. Like, it weighs differently on the body, but they're not too far off weight wise. And at least with Lizzo, she's someone who, she's a woman, so she's wearing makeup, she has her hair done, she knows how to, she has a stylist, she at least looks aesthetically pleasing as far as that. Now, yes, she's overweight, but as far as clean, she looks clean. Aries Spears do not. Like, he does not, actually. Yeah. He does not. And here's the thing with what he says. So he was asked about Lizzo. I don't know why. I feel like the interviewer knew what he was doing. I feel like maybe Aries Spears said some just nasty comments about Lizzo in the past, or maybe about just being overweight and fat in general in the past. And I think the interview knew that this is going to be a clip that's going to go viral. So anyway, the interviewer asked him about what does he think of Lizzo's music, which is like, why would you fucking ask me? Like, what a random ass question. Like, it wasn't like he was asking him about a political situation or some pop cultural moment. Like, it was just a random question that I really feel like the interviewer knew what he was doing and was giving him the bait, and Aries Spears just took the bait on. So what happened? So he was asked of whether he likes Lizzo music. What do you think about it? And he says how every time he thinks of Lizzo, he thinks of the shit emoji. The shit emoji on your phone. And I mean, when you just take a moment to look at the shit emoji and look at Lizzo, I'm just saying, I get why he said that, right? I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying like, oh, I get the shit emoji, right? Anyway, so he says that, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. So then he he shits on her for being overweight or fat, as you will, and then he gets into something that I really feel like should be the point in the conversation in which we, just take a moment to listen to it. But he says that instead of promoting this overweight lifestyle, right? Instead of promoting being just negligent in your food consumption and your negligence in your desire to take care of your body in any capacity, he believes that Lizzo should be an example for women who look like her and just women in general to take some time to work out, to be nutritious in their food consumption, and yada yada yada. And I feel like that message is a valuable message, but because of maybe his deliverance and maybe because he shitted on her literally by comparing her to the shit emoji, that message was not received. No one even paid attention to that message. Like, no one even heard that message. And he was being definitely clowned for this commentary. And look, I think it's very ironic for Aries Spears to say what he said about Lizzo's physical appearance when it comes to her weight. Considering, if you guys just take a moment to go and look up in case you don't know who Aries Spears is, take a moment to look at him. Look him up, and you'll see how big he is. Like, he is a bigger guy now than he was when he was younger. Like, he was attractive somewhat when he was younger on Mad TV. Like, not necessarily like my type of guy, but like, he wasn't big when he was younger, and he definitely wasn't that size when he was on Mad TV. Like, he was fairly attractive. And for him to be this overweight guy, his neck fat is like super fatty. He's speaking on this as if he is this like Rick Fox type of figure physically. It's just ironic as fuck, right? So, of course, people are clowning his looks and saying that Lizzo looks much better than you. Lizzo's probably healthier than you type of, response to it. And look, I don't think he maybe is the right messenger for the message that he did say. I do think there is a conversation that needs to be had about the Lizzos, and not to even like put her down. I don't think she's an ugly woman. I just feel like someone of her size, and for her being so not just okay with it, but flaunting it, right? Like, she flaunts her big size, and she has no desire to lose the weight, lose the excess weight, to get on a healthier lifestyle plan. And she doesn't share that publicly. So even if she may be doing it privately, who knows? But the fact that she's not doing it publicly, and instead she's saying it's okay being fat and you should be overweight. And yes, the average size of a woman in America now is 16, a size 16. That is not okay. That's not okay. And maybe, sure, I have skinny girl privilege for saying this. I do. But I think we should be able to push a healthier lifestyle, or a healthy lifestyle at the very least, upon people, especially if you have a large platform like Lizzo does. She has a lot of people supporting her. She has a large fan base. And if she were to say, hey, I'm going to lose weight. Hey, I'm going to be on this 3-month challenge, whatever that looks like. And it could really influence so many Americans, so many of her fans, to take upon that challenge if they see themselves overweight, as if they are overweight, not even see themselves, if they are overweight as well. And I think that's so necessary. And it just sucks because we are normalizing fatness. Like, we're normalizing obesity. We're normalizing being overweight. And people may think, oh, well, overweight is like, it's not, it's kind of like brushed upon because it's like, oh, I'm just a little overweight. No. You may not be like obese, but you're overweight for your size, right? You're overweight for your height. You're overweight for your age and your cholesterol. Like there's so many factors that impact your capacity to being overweight. So if you are overweight, right, but yeah, I'm not fat though, I'm not obese though, but you're overweight for who you are in your body. Like you're overweight in your body. And that's a problem. That should be a sign to get on the right track so that you can live a healthier life, so that you can live a longer life, as much as you can control it, of course, but so that you can live longer. And I feel like this world is just so shitty sometimes because you just have the wrong message being pushed out. And when you want to say, hey, maybe you should take into consideration that your nutrition is not as healthy as it could be, right? Then you're the asshole. Like, what? I'm telling you to not kill babies, right? I'm telling you to not kill babies, and I'm telling you to maybe put the chips down and take up some strawberries and, go on a walk every day at the very least. But I'm the asshole, right? It's just like, we're too sensitive. We're too sensitive. We want to be coddled, right? Oh, I want to eat Oreos every night. Shout out to my new listeners. I hope you are not alarmed with what I'm saying, at least in a negative light. But, this is who I am. And if you rock with it, I really appreciate it. But people are so sensitive. And what we're saying, even though Aries Spears may not be the great messenger, there was a message that was valuable that could have been received and probably should have been received, but it couldn't have. Like, no one was receptive to it because, well, look at Aries Spears. And it sucks because Lizzo could be a great example for any of her fans to want to live healthier, but instead Lizzo is an example of someone, well, I'm fat and so what, and you better accept it, and I'm healthy, I'm healthier than you. And it's like, and I hate when people be like, oh, well, there are skinny people who make unhealthy choices and just a different body. Shut up. That's not true. I mean, look, I get it. There are skinny people who do not eat healthy. I'm saying when you are overweight, there's a limitation that is had, okay? There's a blockage that you experience. And unfortunately, those who are not, is it unfortunately that I want to use? But I'm saying there's a difference for those who are not overweight, right? Skinny or just like, the right weight that they are for their body type. They don't experience the same blockages that you may experience. So those who are overweight are more at risk for what? Heart failures, blood clots, like there's a list of health complications that you can simply receive by being overweight. Period. So regardless of that skinny person who eats Cheetos every night but doesn't gain so much weight that she's overweight or he's overweight now, I'm really let's focus on what the problem is. The problem is there are overweight people in America. I'm going to be specific to America because America's just food production is so impure, and you have to be such on a hunt to adopt a healthy lifestyle and get healthy goods and whole foods that is laughable. Like, it's such a journey. It's a hard journey. It's a relentless journey that you have to be on to live a healthy lifestyle while living in America because the food here isn't fresh. It's not fresh as it would be in a countryside in the Caribbean. It's not fresh. So I feel like, yes, although Aries Spears may not be the best person to share this message, and he didn't share it effectively starting off, I still think it's a discussion to be had. Like, think about Adele, for example. Adele started off as a big woman, very talented, still talented, but she decided to lose fucking weight. Still talented. She could still sing her ass off. I think sometimes, like, fat people may have this, attachment to their weight, right? Because I've been fat my whole life, right? So who am I if I lose weight, right? I'm not the same person. And maybe you're not, but like, I mean, at your soul, you are who you are internally. So you're just in a different physical being now, or, shell now. Anyway, so Adele lost weight, a lot of weight, and she is skinny as fuck. Like, she's probably my weight. Like, she's skinny. And she got a lot of heat for it. A lot of her fans, just commentators, were feeling like, oh, she abandoned us. She decided to lose weight. F her. I thought she wasn't going to be this fat phobic person because she was fat like me. And now, since she lost weight, she's fat phobic. What? Like, why is fat phobic even a term? What are we talking? Like, why are we normalizing overweight? Being overweight. Why are we normalizing this culture? Why are we normalizing, what are we saying? Why are we normalizing obesity? Like, this should not be a normal thing where we're just gonna adjust to it. Now, adjust to it accordingly, like, as far as, needing accommodations, right? If you're on a plane, if you're at school and you need a certain desk or whatever it is, but to not find a solution to get healthier, to get on the right track, I think that's very problematic. I remember I used to follow this influencer on Instagram, and she said how she's not even fat, but she has she struggled with eating disorders, and she just had anorexia at one point, bulimia, all the shits. Like, and look, I feel like white girls especially just have this whole different life, right? Like, as far as looking the part and being perfect, I feel like they have this, oh my gosh, like they have I think I really mean, like, they have an obsession around weight and calorie intake and what's the sugar grams here? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just fucking eat the cookie, bitch. Like, this girl, I watch her YouTube. She's this white girl. Look, maybe I'm a white girl at heart too. I look at a lot of white girls. I really do. But she's a white girl, white woman, and like around she's about 31. I think she's 30, 29. One of those ages, and she's fit. Like, she works out. She has a balanced diet from what I could see and from what she shares. And she was saying how she was so mad at herself because she had 32 grams of sugar in this drink that she had, and she just felt like, oh my God, she was just beating herself up on it. I'm just like, are you okay? Like, I don't even know what 32 grams of sugar look like. Like, what are we talking about? When I tell you, the last thing I look at is the nutrition label. I'm so funny. I'm going over here talking about obesity and we shouldn't normalize it. I'm talking about the last thing I look at is the nutrition label. I said what I said. Shout out to jeans. Shout out to having good jeans. No, but I really do feel like, I don't know, there's a different type of world white women in particular live in. Like, they have this obsession when it comes to calorie intake and sugar grams, and it's creepy. Anyway, this white woman I used to follow on Instagram, this influencer, she was talking about how she would get so offended when her doctor, whenever she go get her annual checkups, her doctor would ask her or would give her nutritional advice and say, I noticed yours. Let's say, for example, her cholesterol was a little high. And so the doctor would say, I recommend you stay away from fatty food or fried foods or, anything that could raise your cholesterol because we want to make sure it's low or at this number next time I see you and moving forward. Yeah. So then she said on her Instagram a couple of times that she got so offended by that because the doctor has no place to tell her about her food consumption and her diet, and he's out of bounds for that. And are you a nutritionist? And it's like, are you fucking kidding? He's a doctor. Yes, he has every right to. And look, I get it. There's doctors for different things. I get it. But at the very least, I think he has a baseline of what he's or she. It's not just male doctors. But I think the doctor has a baseline of what they're talking about. Like, I don't think there's some random guy off the street trying to give you some diet advice. Like, girl, and again, it speaks to the sensitivity culture that is so present here. Like, oh, I got to tiptoe. It's okay if you want to eat Oreos tonight again. I understand. No, it's not okay. Get your ass up, walk, be mindful of what you eat in moderation. Now, look, I don't like the whole, there's bad foods, there's good. Like, I don't believe in that. Like, I think that is a negative way to look at food. I don't think we should have a negative mindset when it comes to food. I just think we should be mindful of our consumption, right? Eat in moderation. Be mindful of what you had this week. Maybe you had a lot of sugar this week, as far as maybe you had Reese's all week. Maybe you don't have Reese's next week. Like, just be mindful of the amount of quote unquote junk food that you eat. And like, it's just, I don't know, like, let's not have this like identity crisis when it comes to weight and when it comes to food. Like, people are very, and look, I love food. And I thank God I don't look, my weight fluctuates, but it's not like, I don't know, it's not crazy. But oh fudge, just messed up my nail. But anyway, yeah, like, I love food. Like, I will go to sleep, when it's time for me to go to sleep, and I'll be so excited and looking forward to the next day because, oh wow, the next day will come and I get to eat again. That's how much I love food. Like, I think about food like that. Like, oh, I can't wait to eat breakfast and lunch and snacks and dinner again. Oh, I can't wait to have this meal again. I made these bomb-ass salmon tacos. And I think about, oh my gosh, I can't wait until I have this meal again. Like, it's that serious for me. I love food. So imagine if you're someone who gained weight, easier than someone who does not. I get it. It's a struggle, but I just feel like at the very least, we shouldn't be in a culture where we're normalizing the bad things. We shouldn't normalize being overweight. We shouldn't normalize not working out and taking care of our bodies. We should be more proactive, and we shouldn't be looked at this asshole or like we're fat phobic because I'm recommending, hey, maybe put the Doritos down and let's go for a walk. Let's go for a fucking walk. All right, you guys, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. And again, make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel at God Built This Podcast on YouTube. Leave a comment at any platform that you are listening to this episode on, or multiple platforms. You could make a comment on Spotify and on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Anchor. I really, really appreciate it. So shout out to all of you who have commented so far. I encourage it some more, and I will check in with you guys next time. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of God Built This Podcast with your host, Maxine. Be sure to leave a review, give me 5 stars, and of course, subscribe. Also, follow God Built This Podcast on Instagram at God Built This Pod. God bless.